something
Well, I was going to throw in a little nugget of good news.
Yeah, bring it.
I'm from Chicago area in Illinois, and in Chicago, they just elected a new mayor for Chicago, Laurie Lightfoot, and she won overwhelmingly. It was 74% of the vote.
Wow.
So this was not close. And the nice thing, of course, here is that she is the first African-American woman to be mayor of Chicago, and she's the first gay person to be mayor of Chicago. So
Cool.
I see that as, Chicago is one of these cities. I like it because it's not the South. It's not
Right.
Although Austin doesn't count. Austin is not part of Texas in my book, except for the courthouse.
Was there a misogynistic, homophobic invocation at her swearing in?
Not that I'm aware of, but I don't even know if she's been sworn in yet. But,
Okay.
that's a nice step in the right direction. So we are getting some wins, and of course, those stories aren't always as fun to talk about, but we get wins, and so I just want to make sure that we got that in there. That's something nice.
If you
has
put an
happened.
effort in, you do get results out.
Yep.
I remember when news broke about the very first Muslim representative ever elected, and it was probably who you were speaking about just earlier.
That one was,
There was-
Pennsylvania.
okay.
State House. Do you mean federal?
Yeah, I think so. It was
Okay.
the very first, and there were some people within the atheist community who were kind of criticizing others who were saying, hey, this is great. Like, well, no religious figures in the government should be allowed at all. I'm like, nope, that's not the position that we should be supporting. We shouldn't be supporting the position that if you are religious in any way, you are disqualified from representing the public. There's a lot of religious people in the public, so you just can't create laws that are backed up only by your holy book.
Yeah.
To govern the rest of us.
Yeah. I mean, to be clear,
we're not part of your religion.
Yeah.
To be clear, they have a religious identity. There's two. One of them, the election results came in earlier than the other, so they can fight about who gets the gold cup for first Muslim. But they're not imams, and they're not preaching.
Yeah.
So that came up in a conversation because Mayor Pete. Last name,
Future President Pete?
Future President Pete, whose last name, whose the pronunciation of his last name I don't have down yet, is, I forget which flavor of Christian, and someone was talking to me about him as a candidate and how he is a Democratic mayor of a very, Republican, conservative-leaning place, and they are all big fans of Mayor Pete and this. And they said, but you might not like him because he's a Christian, which is not my position at all. Because
I'm more concerned with what their policies are.
Yeah.
I could care less about them personally. I care about the policies.
Yeah, most of the people I know are Christian.
Yeah, as long as they're not trying to push for theocratic laws, whether it be Christian or Muslim or otherwise, I'm fine with them. It doesn't matter what your religion is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do your job. Keep your religion out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there is nothing holy about Congress. I don't know how we have a disagreement about that. This is not a sacred place.
But I will celebrate a greater diversity in our elected representatives because we're a diverse nation. We shouldn't be governed by 98% old white guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's difficult because you don't want to. Yeah. Representation is important.
Yeah. That was a little bit of a
We had a war over that.
sidebar, but
Yeah.
Our governments should reflect
Yeah.
the people that are being governed.
yeah, and that's on us. So register to vote and actually vote.
Yeah. And do more than that. You can always call your representative and show up at their office and, don't follow them home or anything, but bug them.
I didn't mean to.
You too can
interject.
lobby.
It's all good.
You're allowed to lobby even if you're not being paid by a large corporation.
Yeah.
Just in case you were wondering.
So